Guys, just got this in the other day and took it to the range yesterday. Put some rounds through it. I got about 400 rounds through it the other day, and definitely paid a price for it. But it's the Smith & Wesson M&P 340 and 357 Magnum. Obviously, it's also rated for 38 Special Plus P for continuous use. And the M&P is still a scandium framed J-frame. It's one of their highlights in their Centennial program. But being a scandium frame, it is 13.8 ounces, which makes it lighter actually than any of the 642, 442, 638 J-frame in 38 Special, the air weights. I think those come in about 14.8 ounces, so it's about an ounce less in 357, and it's the same size. It's I think 6.8 inches long. It does have a 1.875 inch barrel. The barrel and the cylinder are stainless steel, and then the frame is scandium alloy. And they also have another that's a titanium cylinder, and that brings it down under 13 ounces. I think it's 12.3 or 12.8, just something crazy. But this thing's light enough for a 357, and the MSRP on this is $869. You can get them. I don't know. I see them going for around $700 to $800 for the M&P. I got really lucky on this one. I paid $600 for this thing, and it was on broker as a new old stock. And I was really looking for a 638 or a 642 also, and because Federal just came out with the new HSTs, and they looked really nice. And I've had J frames before, but they've always been the Model 36 or the Chief Specials or pre-Chief Special, or pre-Model 36, and they're always been 19 to 22 ounces, and they have the old hammers on them too, so I don't really like carrying them because if you drop them, you never know. It didn't have the frame mounted striker on them, but I was just kind of looking around and I saw this one, and I always kind of lean towards why not have a 357 and then that can shoot 38 Special, because with 38 you're kind of limited. But this was, I mean, you can get the 38s for probably $300, $400. Usually they stay around there, but for an extra $200, I mean, I figured why not. And for the 357, and it looks a lot nicer to me. I mean, it has the machining on it's awesome too, and all the little scallops here, just the little details. Really well done gun. When I first got it, I was also looking for the Performance Center trigger, but the ones that I could find at the time, they all had the Hillary hole, and that was one thing I definitely did not want on this gun. And so when I found this one, I just grabbed it, and it fits great. I mean, it carries great too. I have a bunch of old holsters for all my old J-frames, but I've actually been carrying this in an old pocket holster, appendix style, and I don't even know it's there. A friend let me borrow a sticky holster the other day, and that was actually really surprisingly nice. And I've never liked those. I've always stayed with the Ted Corey holsters, but he doesn't make them for this pistol, so I might just have to grab a sticky holster and give that a run. But it has been carrying very well, and it's got the military police, or military and police, Smith & Wesson emblem, and on the other side it will say 357 S&W, and the M&P here. And it does have Smith on the barrel too. It does come with the XS sights on it, and they're actually really nice sights. It's got the U-notch rear sight and sight picture on it. If I can get my shadow out of here, which I'm not gonna do, but yeah, it's a great sight picture, and it picks up really fast when you draw. I mean, on this thing, I'm right here, and this is my first revolver or pistol that has the XS sights, and the trinium is a little small in it. I'm used to my true dots, but the sight picture on this thing is really nice, and it is 5-shot. So far, yeah, about 400 rounds through it, and I'll roll some video on it. And I was shooting 38 specials, and then I also brought out some full load 158 grain 357s. Yeah, got semi jacketed wad cutters, and those things are beasts. And I also tried my carry ammo for this, which is right now the Critical Defense 357 mag. The only problem with that is the cases are a little shorter than standard 357, and I reload, so that bothers me a little bit. So I don't know what I'm gonna. I might just stick with them, and I hate tossing cases though, but they seem to perform well, especially in the small short barrel. I want to try the Buffalo Bore short barrel also, but I stick with the Critical Defense and Critical Duty for all my other carry guns. So I just like staying in the same group of bullets and projectiles, ammo, manufacturer, and but try the Buffalo Bores. But yeah, with the scandium frame, this thing is not very very polite, as you can see. Yep, so there you have it, and it bit the crap out of me. After about 100 rounds a full-on 357, this back strap right here, it dug in, and I didn't even notice it really. I knew my hand was hurting, obviously, but when I was popping the cylinder open to look, I just noticed there was just blood all over the rear tang. So yeah, it's healing up now, but I got pretty rough hands anyway, but it cut them open pretty good. But the only other thing I might do to this, I might try out the Hogue G10 grips, but these grips are really nice. I mean, they fill your hand up, they fit perfect, and they got enough grip. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not a range toy gun. I just really wanted to put it through its paces, and you got to practice with them. J-frames aren't the easiest guns to shoot. That's why everyone says, don't give one to your girlfriend, or make sure she knows how to shoot it. Yeah, they are easy to run, but I mean, I'm getting with this thing with the first time out, I was probably getting 8 or 10 inch groups at 7 yards, which is, I mean, it's fine. It's in the chest area at 21 feet, and it's really not a long range gun. I mean, you can make hits out there, but with the trigger and the sights and the short barrel, it just gets a little harder to stay on and to make repetitive hits like that, and especially the recoil on this thing. You gotta try to just get used to it. And I mean, I've been shooting J-frames for a while, and I always like training out at 7 yards for the 20-foot knife rule, and so I'm happy with it. I like to tighten it up a little bit, 10 inches. I'd like to get probably down to, I mean, my average at 7 yards with everything else is about 4 inches, but I don't know if I'm gonna get there with this thing. But those are usually for my compacts, my full size semi-autos. But for for a really light, you know, big, big round, powerful round pistol or revolver. This thing's been, you know, I can't really ask for much more. It disappears, and in the summer months, if I don't want to carry my 43, and I want to go to this thing, you know, it carries very well. And I know I'll have, you know, got a 357 on me. I'm not going to get in caliber wars. 357 is still going to go faster than the 38 out of the same barrel. And I know the critical defense I'm using, it clocks at about 1,300 feet per second out of 1.875 barrels. In testing that I've seen, I haven't chronoed mine, but I got to start getting into that. But here it is, guys, and the trigger pull on it was probably 12 pounds, and I did 500 dry fires on it, and then the other 400 rounds, and I did another 100 dry fires on the way to work the other day, just in the car, and I got it. I got about 1,000 pulls on it, but trigger on it, and you know, you're not going to be doing this because it is definitely heavy, but for revolvers, I'm always here, which is kind of nice because, I mean, it's a smooth trigger. Well, I'll do this so you guys can see it, but when I'm here and the tip of my index finger hits the frame, I know that I'm pretty much right staged, and then it's just there. So that's staged, and that's been working out pretty well. So that's where my finger hits, and then it's just, so it does stage pretty easy. Sometimes I go over, but it'll work its way in a little more. And if not, maybe I'll polish it up a little. Still haven't taken it apart to give it my good cleaning. I'll probably find some time today, hopefully. If you guys have any questions on it, let me know. If anyone's running them and they're running different ammo and you like it, please let me know. Thanks.